Hello, I'm Julia Delbecchi, and I'm the Educational Resource Director here at the Ximenez-Fatio House Museum. I also often portray Juana Ximenez, and welcome to our segment, Storytime at the Ximenez-Fatio House, with our very own director, Dr. Roger Smith.
How are you all doing today? It's Mother's Day. I hope you remembered to tell your mother Happy Mother's Day. There's nothing worse than someone else saying, "Oh, look what lovely children you have. Happy Mother's Day." The kids are going, "Oh." So tell your mom Happy Mother's Day if you haven't already done it. Today our story is about Mother's Day, and it's called Mrs.Lonleyheart Finds Her Smile. Let's see if you can guess what it's about. It was Mother's Day morning in Gwenfiddletown, and the Carrington girls were quite busy, with last-minute changes, repairing, rewrapping, and rushing about in a tizzy. Each girl was so different, yet somehow the same, like snowflakes or droplets of dew. No four girls were lovelier, that was for sure, and their love for their mother was true. Now Cassie, the oldest at 9½ was a bright and intelligent maid. She used years of wisdom in choosing her gift. After all, she was in the 3rd grade. "I'll give her the gift that never stops giving. It will bring her such wonders and joys. It's a book of instructions for all kinds of crafts on how to make us lots of toys." Lindy, or Lynn, was 8 years of age and next in the Carrington tree. She had a keen eye for fashion and such that developed before she was 3. "Mommy will love this new scarf that I got her. It has such a pretty design. It's going to look great with all of her clothes, not to mention a few things of mine." Katie was 6 with a sprint runner's build, and she liked climbing fences and trees. If you sent her to school in a pink frilly dress, she still would chase frogs and scrape knees. "I've got a great gift for Mama, you guys. It's like nothing she's had before. I made her a slingshot from wood that I found coming loose in the back bedroom floor." Allie was the youngest at 4½, who had an invisible friend. Her friend could do magic and play lots of games and fix what was needing to mend. "I'm going to ask my magical friend to give me a Mother's Day wish, so Mama will take us for ice cream with nuts and buy us our very own dish." So with presents and plans all neatly intact, to church went the Carrington bunch. The whole town would be there to honor their moms, then share a big Gwenfiddle lunch. But one lonely lady would not take a part in this Gwenfiddletown celebration. She wanted to be there, that was for sure, but she missed by a miscalculation. Old Mrs. Lonleyheart never had kids, so she never got to be a good mother. She never got to show them fun games to play or teach them to love one another. She was never a part of Little League games or kissing a skin knee all better. She missed out on helping with homework and math or correcting a study hall letter. And now she was old and felt all alone. 'Twas the hardest of lessons to learn. All of her family passed on years ago. She hoped it would soon be her turn. The Carrington girls all loved the dear woman and were sorry to see her so sad. She was really quite happy on regular days, so why was this great day so bad? "It's such a fun day," Cass said to her mom. "Why would she want to stay home?" Tears made her work. "It's such a fun day," Cass said to her mom. "Why would she want to stay home?" Tears made their way down the little girl's cheek as she thought of her being alone. Mrs. Carrington struggled with just what to say, so her daughters may well understand how fulfilling it is to watch a son grow or to hold on your own daughter's hand. "I think she needs a new dress," Lindy said. "That always makes me feel much better. Or maybe a handbag with shoes that would match, a really cute button-down sweater." "When I'm really sad," Katie thought half aloud, "mud pies are always cure. Or looking for lizards that hide under rocks will fix her right up, I'm sure." Allie wasn't sure why Cassie was crying, and she'd always thought Katie was strange. "I think the nice lady needs more than new clothes. Magic friend, can you make her life change?" Mrs. Carrington turned to her husband for help, but he was hiding his own set of tears. He had to do something to dry up these eyes and calm all these Carrington fears. "I'll be right back," he said with a start. Then he ran like a shot down the street. Mrs. Lonleyheart won't be lonely today. I'll give her a Mother's Day treat. The old woman sat on her porch all alone, watching the world pass her by. To be without family was a terrible thing, and she often wanted to cry. He arrived at her house like a hurricane wind. I need your help ever so bad. I've never much liked all this Mother's Day stuff, ever since I was just a small lad. For all of the other small kids there in town had a grandpa to take to the park, and a grandma to read them neat stories in bed and let them stay up after dark. But when I was young, I had no grandparents, so I missed out on all of those things. Those stories of how life was better back when and seeing the joy that it brings. But it's even worse now that I'm all grown up and my girls are the pride of my life. I want to show pictures and brag to my gran. It looks like such fun for my wife. So I was just thinking, if you wouldn't mind, that is, as one friend to another, do you think that perhaps there would be any chance you would want to be maybe my grandmother? Mrs. Lonleyheart stood, turned her back on the man, then gathered her things in the house. Well, don't just stand there, she said, coming out. Let's go get my girls and your spouse. Well, needless to say, it was a great Mother's Day, like none they had witnessed before. There were no sad souls in Gwenfiddletown. Mrs. Lonleyheart was lonely no more. Then after church service, and after the lunch, and after the presents were shown, and after the men smoked their stinky cigars and the ladies stiff flowered they'd grown, Grandma Carrington, which now was her name, said, "Let's go for ice cream at Hank's." The girls looked around in wide-eyed surprise. Allie winked at her friend and said, "Thanks."